the end of the last video, at the Seaside Ruins, we came across this portal. In this video, we'll be going through it and continuing the story of Hogwarts Legacy.
What in Merlin's name? Godric's heart.
Going through, the portal has vanished behind us.
Don't believe it.
Taking a look around, it looks fairly modern, consistent with the game's late 1800s time period. We have some ornate stanchions over on the right side. Looks like there is a goblin asleep at the desk. Before we wake him up, we can take a look around some more. There are classically designed columns, which in contrast to the Seaside Ruins, are cut blocks of marble stacked together. Since these are not natural to these caverns, they would have been brought in very arduously. Chandeliers provided most of the lighting in this cave. They remind me of the chandeliers in the main hall of Gringotts Wizarding Bank in Diagon Alley. Since we have a goblin in this location as well, I would figure we are indeed in Gringotts. Next to the desk, there are some oil lamps with a wick knob on the side to raise or lower the wick's exposure to regulate the flame size. On the other side, we have the tracks that are used to navigate the depths of Gringotts.
Hello?
Talking to the goblin banker, he just tossed away a feathered tip pen. Just a few years earlier in the Muggle world of the 1880s, going into the game's 1890s, fountain pens were beginning to be mass-produced. It sounds like we are going to Vault 12, which would make it a very early vault in Gringotts. To compare, the Potter family vault was number 687.
We're just beneath the main lobby. The vaults you see now are the newest. Are private entrances to the bank common at Gringotts? They are most uncommon. Only one with great wealth or power or both.
Gringotts Bank itself was possibly founded in the 1400s, which would align it to the same time period as the Seaside Ruins. The statue from the ruins probably depicted the owner of Vault 12, although he was not among the very first and original vault owners of the bank's founding. He would likely have lived and seen the founding of Gringotts. That might have gotten him more leeway to create his own entrance out of a portal from his seaside abode. It would also align well to my hypothesis that he lived in the late Renaissance, early Tudor. Arriving at Vault 12, the platform is a modern industrial edition with more oil lamps, likely added at the same time as the cart rail system, which would have been a fairly recent addition to Gringotts earlier in the 1800s, with the Industrial Revolution taking over the Muggle world. On the railings of the platform, Celtic knotwork is featured, reminiscent of the Seaside Ruins. Here we have the Trinity knot, or triquetra. Approaching the vault, it returns to stone columns, cut from the living stone and surrounded by stalagmites and stalactites. extent to which these formations have grown around the stone columns suggests an ancient age for the structure, possibly even predating Gringotts Bank itself. If we figure that formations can grow about an inch every century, there may be a touch of magic involved in creating the structure, but it typically would only be 4 inches of growth since Gringotts would have been founded. Over here we have another chest. It looks like it is made of leather and iron with some clasped buckles on top, fitting for the 1800s setting in contrast with the wooden one found in the Seaside Ruins. Some bats are living in this cave. I'm sure they love it here in Gringotts.
There, I saw something. Move a bit
Before
closer.
revealing the doorway with the Revelio charm, let's take a closer look at the vault. These stone shelves have Roman numerals, 24, 17, and 24 again. Points. On the other side, there are some scrolls on the shelf and gold goblets, like the one at the Seaside Ruins. Looks like there is also a cute little plant guy with button eyes. A mandrake. There's a single coin on the ledge here. Not much apparent wealth for such an old vault. Some more books and scrolls. Above, we have a checkered coat of arms, perhaps the owner of this vault. The red is a similar dark red as the flags along the cliff path at the Seaside Ruins. Red and gold were also the colors of Gryffindor, so I continue to wonder at their allegiance. This family also adds the color white, so not just Gryffindor colors. There's a shimmer of the doorway. We will be taking a look at that after just one more aspect of this vault. The shelves of this alcove were hand-chiseled with a stonemason's tool called a crandle, which looks like a bunch of chisels all lined up together in a wooden handle. Corners were squared off with this tool while also cutting into living stone to make this vault. This suggests that the Gringotts vaults were not simply made with magic, but with the hard handiwork of the goblins, at least for the actual vaults. Moving along with the Revelio term, we have a door leading into another part of the vault.
There's that symbol again.
Where this part of the vault would have been goblin made, I wonder how much of the vault behind this door was constructed by magic
If what you can see reveals
by the owners of this vault.
then I
We shall see next time in our exploration of Hogwarts Legacy.
lead the way.
Thank you for watching.